Can you give some advice to those people who are looking to work in a French speaking country?
If you are a foreigner, especially you are not from EU, from your Union European, they require experience a candidate. So you should have experience. For the second semester, you will have the option to go to another country in Europe to get the exposure, to learn with different professors in different infrastructure. Then for the next year, the last year, they have alternance. It's a term in French, which means when you are allowed to work in a company while doing your course.
After clearing your DELF B2, how much earning
Yeah.
potential can one expect?
I have seen double the growth since
Okay.
when I started, when I was a fresher, when I joined a company, what package I got, now the fresher is getting the double of it.
Can you give some advice to those people who are looking to work in a French speaking country? Like on what particular areas in the language, or maybe on what particular how should they network first of all, and from where they can find opportunities to work in a
Okay.
French speaking environment, and
Mhm.
on what areas they should focus, so that yes, they can work on it, they can improve, and then they can further apply in those apply for the opportunities, and then they can maybe stand somewhere.
If somebody who wants to get a job in France
Mm-hmm.
or in French speaking country, especially if I talk about France because I am in France, and
Right.
what I believe is whatever the scenario is in France, the rest of the other countries also follow the same.
Mm.
The requirements are same. For France, it requires if you are a foreigner, especially you are not from EU, from your Union European, you have to, and then they require experience a candidate. So you should have experience
Mm.
because they value practical knowledge.
Right.
Even if you lately I was looking for some. Here I have it. See, it's the it is Alternance dating. It's a seminar they have. It's
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow actually. It's for MBA. What I was looking for. How their education system. See how they are following their curriculum.
Right.
So it's a 2-year program.
Mm-hmm.
First semester you will be doing here in the campus in Valence. For the second semester, you will have the option to go to another country in Europe to get the exposure, to learn with different professors in different infrastructure. Then for the next year, the last year, they have alternance. It's a term in French, which means when you are allowed to work in a company while doing your course.
Right.
It's kind of an internship like we have in India. After that,
Training.
they can hire you also if you are performing well. They can hire you also. Their focus is on practical learning, right?
Right.
This is what I have observed. One thing, if we are looking for a job in France, if we are aspiring to get a job in France, we should we should have a practical knowledge in India. Apart from just a master's degree or graduation, we should also work in India in some company at least for 2-3 years, because then only you have something to show in your CV,
Absolutely.
right? Because then only you should also work upon your language, that before coming, that you have good command over the language. Because even if your career isn't different, for example, suppose if you are some engineer or some software developer, but if you are coming to France, you have to speak French, right? You should be very honest with your learning. If you are able to speak French, then French, it gives you another options to grow also. Apart from your primary job, it can become your secondary option, right? So
Correct.
it will always be a positive for you.
Very true. Now, one thing I wanted to know, Abhishek, like how much earning
Yeah.
potential one is having after learning French language.
How much earning potential?
I mean, how much a person can earn after clearing his or her B1 or B2 level. What is the minimum amount a person can earn in India comparing, or and
Mm-hmm.
maybe somebody who's in India working in India, or maybe somebody who's working outside, because you have experienced in India also how
Yeah,
much MNCs pay. You have also
yeah,
experience of working outside as you are
yeah,
working as an English language assistant in France.
yeah.
After clearing your DELF B2, how much earning
Yeah.
potential can one expect? And then I'm
So,
sure that later on, with the experience and with the skills,
mhm,
it will keep on growing. Absolutely.
of course, of course.
But what is the minimum, maybe any range that you can specify so
Yeah,
that
yeah,
people can get an
definitely,
idea?
definitely, definitely. So, see, I have seen double the growth since
Okay.
when I started, when I was a fresher, when I joined a company, what package I got,
Mm-hmm.
now the fresher is getting the double of it. When I got my first job, when I was in my final year, I got a package of 5 lakhs in
Mm-hmm.
WNS Global Service. We should give the clear information, right? So there should be no ranges. I
Right.
will be giving you the clear numbers. I got 5 lakhs LPA when I was in my final year, and it was a very good handsome salary for me because I
Okay.
was just a student
Mm-hmm.
and I was getting 45,000 rupees per month, and it was a
Right.
good salary, right? But when now I see there are companies like Teleperformance, I have worked for Teleperformance. Now they are offering 10 LPA, 12 LPA to the fresher. If I talk about the corporate, this is what I talk about. I'm giving you the numbers about the corporate sector, right? So
Mm.
they can get 10, 12, 15. It's a good salary. It's a good earning if we talk about the geography of India. So it gives you liberty from the financial side. There
Mm.
are opportunities, and it's better. And if I talk about teaching, as I'm in teaching also, so in teaching also you have multiple options. You can give private tuitions, right? From private tuitions itself, one can earn up to 50,000, 60,000 if they have multiple students. Now the charges are people are charging from 500 rupees to 2,000 rupees per hour, right? 2,000 rupees an hour. It's a lot of money if we compare it, because it's enough. If I don't say it's lot, it's enough because you are just giving your 1 hour and you are getting 2,000. If we compare it with other métier, it will not be the same. If you are learning and if you are, but it again, I would say it requires, if you are not fluent enough, even if you don't have your graduation, you can get a job. I had in my last company, Teleperformance, I was working in Mumbai. There was a boy. He was 18, just 18 or 19 maybe, and he got a job. And but he could speak French well. And the interesting and amazing thing is that he learned French from YouTube. And he was just a 19-year boy, and he got his job, and he was getting 80,000. People can earn handsome salary after learning French.
Right.
There is no doubt. And it
Absolutely.
will increase. It will increase. It gets doubled. As I said, like from 5 to 10, it became
Mm.
in just the span of 3, 4 years.
Right. And what about outside? What about outside India? Abhishek? In teaching,
Outside
or
India,
maybe in, in other fields, or maybe in teaching.
in other fields, yeah. If in other fields, like if I talk about corporate jobs, because as a language expert, generally we get the job in customer service department, service clientele, in the BPOs and business process outsourcing companies.
Right.
So there are companies based out in other countries, in France also, in other European nations, in Canada. If you have good experience after having a certain years of experience,
Mm-hmm.
you can apply for them, and you get better salary there also. In Dubai, in Gulf countries, they have a very big requirement for French trainers, for French teachers in Gulf countries. People they don't go. These are the lesser known opportunities, but
Mm.
they just focus on the limelight, which is France. Why don't they look towards Canada, Quebec, or the other Gulf countries, Kuwait, Qatar? They are developed countries, and there are always requirements of French teachers.
And Dubai
You
pays
can
crazy amount of money, I feel.
I'll just give you an example. I was going through LinkedIn and I saw one requirement of a French trainer in a very reputed international school in Dubai, in GEMS International School.
Hmm.
It's the largest international schools chains from UAE. They are what they are offering. See, they are giving very good salary. They have not disclosed the salary, of course, but they pay nicely, and they are offering free accommodation. Then they are giving 1 month's bonus every year. Then they and the best thing is in the Gulf countries and in Islamic countries, the salaries are tax free always. There is no tax,
Right.
no tax at all. So you will get whatever you will, whatever is your salary, you will get. And they are giving every year they are giving return ticket from your host country, from a country to.
Two times, I feel. Two
Oh,
times, right?
yeah. No, once a year. Once a
Once a year. And actually, I was also searching about it, and I got to know that Dubai schools, that's the amount of salary that they pay to the teachers, French
year.
teachers, and for other languages also. I feel Italian,
Hmm.
Japanese, Mandarin. There was a range specified on a platform. It was, I think, 8,000 Dubai currency
Hmm.
to I
Hmm.
think 13,000 the currency,
So it
right?
ranges from, yeah, 8 to 13.
8 to
It
13 or
it
8 to
varies
14
from 15,
depends.
yeah, 15 till, yeah.
Yeah.
So it is good because it is some
And
they
Indian in
have
the Indian
this
currency, it
AED,
was in the Indian currency. This is summing up to like 2.5 lakh per month, or maybe 3
and
lakh
it's
per month.
and it's tax
It's
free,
and it's totally tax free.
and the
If you can
accommodation is
manage,
free.
if you can manage your expenses wisely, you can save a lot of amount in rupees.
Exactly. The thing is because the accommodation is free. In schools, they have the best part is accommodation is free because generally accommodations are very expensive.
Absolutely, absolutely.
In
That's
Dubai, it's
crazy.
very expensive,
That's crazy.
and they're offering you free accommodation. See, the options are there, opportunities are there.
Hmm.
In Gulf countries, you go. In Kuwait, they have the most expensive currency. They pay from 1,000 Kuwaitian dinar to 1,500 Kuwaitian dinar, and one Kuwaitian dinar is 290.
That is very expensive.